Stay on my page and get lost in the way. Check the play, fuck up my way. You fuck up my day, but I fuck up your life. Love for my bitches, no love for these bitches. No love for these bitches. Truth for the matter, they after my riches. Plus, some of you niggas is bitches. Most of you niggas is bitches. Call me names, I'm cool with the blame. Just hope you niggas is cool with my aim. Treat losers the same. Touch that to the game. Put that on my name. Don't fuck with you lames. I spit on your flame. Don't dirt on my name. I throw dirt on your corpse. And never spend the fucking day in court.
I ain't here for all that bullshit. I just came to get a bag. Ain't no wasting time. I want some shit I never had. Came up from the bottom. Ain't never going back. I feel them plotting on me. They won't knock me off my track. I can't.
Alright. So I couldn't fucking sleep. So I said, fuck it. Let's just knock this bitch out right quick. So we're going to talk about the different phases of the moon and what they're beneficial for in a spiritual sense. You know, and you can also apply this to, like, if you have a garden, if you farm, and, you know, all that wonderful shit. So first we're going to start off with, so you can understand what aspects are. I will do a video on that eventually, but it will help you, you know, understand what the fuck is transgression here, or transgression. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Alright, so first you have a conjunction. Conjunction is at 0 degrees, which is two things in the same area. For example, a new moon. You know, you can't see the moon because the moon is, you get the dark side of the moon because it's the sun, the moon, and then the earth. So the sun and the moon is in a conjunction, which amplifies what the fuck is going on there. And that goes for any aspect that is conjuncting. And that is 0 degrees. Between 0 and 10 degrees is a conjunction. Then you have an opposition. Opposition is 180 degrees. That is when the moon is a full moon on this side, the earth is here, and the sun is here, right? So that can be either beneficial or conflict. It can be beneficial if you understand the energies that are going on and you use those energies to your benefit, or like most people, it can be detrimental if you don't understand what the fuck is going on and you're fighting the energies. You get what I'm saying? You have a sextile. A sextile is 60 degrees, a 60-degree angle. So I think that would be like a crescent moon. Let's see what we have here for a sextile. That would be the waning moon, the balsamic moon, the crescent moon, pretty much, right? So what that does is create opportunity. This is the time when you have a sextile at any of your signs. These signs create opportunities. You get what I'm saying? So you have a square, which is 90 degrees, and that will be the first quarter or the second quarter of the moon, which is conflict. Anything that is a square is conflict, for the simple fact that it's two different energies meeting, and you need to combine these energies to the best of your ability, which is the conflict. You know what I'm saying? How much of a conflict it is also upon you. how you perceive the energies or receive the energies. You get what I'm saying? All right, good. Then we have a trine. A trine is 120 degrees. So anything that is 120 degrees, which would be the Gilbus phases, it's harmonious energy. It works with you. You receive abundance from this energy. You get what I'm saying? So any sign that is a trine for you is good. It's good energy. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, don't need that no more. Now, before we get into the spiritual aspects of what each phase is, I'm going to let you know the 8 phases. All right. But before we do that, you have the winding moon and the waxing moon. All right. So the winding moon is, just think of the moon from light, a full moon going dark, is winding down. Winding or whining is pretty much the period that is dealing internally with your internal self, things that are going on inside, which is a good time to plan, for the simple fact that the seed is under the dirt and everything is happening out of sight. You get what I'm saying? Same thing with your body. So that, you know, they have this thing that they say the moon controls the tides and stuff like that. Whether that's true or not, there's an aspect of that is true, for the simple fact that just like they say it controls the tides, you know that your body is 80% water, right? So the moon affects you just like it affects everything else. It affects your moods, your manifestation. That's why during certain phases of the moon, you should be in certain phases of manifestation and building and all of this good stuff, which we're going to go into, right? And then you have your waxing, like fucking the Karate Kid, wax on, Daniel, wax on. Look at that as the dark going to the light. So you're scrubbing off the darkness, cleaning off the darkness to get the light, right? All right. So this is a time when the seeds that you plant should start to bear fruit, or you should start to see the benefit of the things that you've been trying to manifest. All right, so whining and waxing, those are what do you call it? The micro and the macro. That is the macro phase. And macro and I just fucking said it. Fuck. Macro and micro. There we go. Micro. So that is the macro phase. The micro phases are what we're going to get into right now, which is the new moon, right? The new moon is when the moon is completely dark. All right. And then, yeah, it's when the moon's completely dark. That is a conjunction. Like I told you earlier, it is when Earth is here, the moon is here, the sun is here. That's a conjunction, right? And that's the new moon. Then you have the waxing crescent moon, which is a sextile, which I told you a sextile is opportunity. This is the whining. So this is with within you, or it's the waxing actually, is dealing with within you. Um, then you have the first quarter moon, which is a square, which is conflict. That's when pretty much the moon is half, right? So you have the light and the dark equally. So a square is opposition. You're dealing with two different things here. Dealing with, the in and the out, and you're transitioning to the outer phase in a spiritual sense, right? Then you have the gibbous moon. The first quarter moon is 90 degrees to 135 degrees. And then the waxing gibbous is 135 degrees to 180 degrees, which is a trine, which is a great aspect. It's, like I said, it's harmonious, it's beneficial, it's things that you can gain from this, right? And then you have the full moon, which is not like the new moon, which the new moon is a conjunction. The full moon is an opposition, which is 180 degrees to 225 degrees. All right. Our opposition is this is the sun, this is the moon, and in between is the earth. That's why you have, the full moon. Versus a new moon, because you're receiving all of the light, right? This is also called the harvesting moon. It's a good time for you to collect everything that you've been working on. You get what I'm saying? Spiritually, and if you want to look at it in the sense of planning, this is the time for you to get the fruits from the trees and all of this stuff. Pick your flowers, all that wonderful stuff. Now you're going into the waning phase after the full moon, right? So this is also a trine. This is the disseminating phase. It's a waning gibbous, but it's also called disseminating. This is 225 degrees to 270 degrees. Then you have the last quarter of the moon, which is a square, which is because it's half and half again. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is going back to the dark instead of going back to the light. You know what I'm saying? So it's going back into the dark, and it's going back into your internal phase, back into everything being about you having time alone to yourself, and, thinking about what you're going to do again for the new moon, which we're going to get into that stuff in a second. That's the spiritual aspect of it. So the last quarter is a square in aspects, and it's 270 degrees to 315 degrees. The last one is a waning crescent moon. All right, this is the balsamic moon, which is a sextile, and it is 315 degrees to 360 degrees. All right, so in totality of degrees, there are 360 degrees is a complete circle, and those are your 8 moon phases. So now getting into the spiritual aspect of this, bear with me a little bit, for you who are not so spiritual, even though you're a spiritual being. You just don't realize it yet, but you're gonna get there. So this will be actually very great for, even though like all humans are 80% water, this will be very, very good for women, for the simple fact that they are more in tune um, with the moon, especially with their menstrual cycles and all of this stuff. I'm pretty sure if you know what phase the moon is in, you'll know when you're going to be having a menstruation, and if you're in tune with this stuff, your cramps and you feeling bad and all of this stuff won't be as bad as it would be if you're out of tune with this stuff. So like this is something especially awesome for women. So you guys should really pay attention. Okay, the new moon. All of the stuff that I'm going through now with the 8 phases is spiritually, right? So the new moon is new beginnings, a fresh start, clean slate, recharging, stating your intentions, right? This is what the new moon is. So what you should be doing when there is a new moon is speaking into existence the things that you want, the things that you need, the things that you are going to accomplish. You get what I'm saying? On whatever task you're working on. Don't try to do too many things at once. Focus on one thing at a time. There's going to be another new moon right around the corner from this. You get what I'm saying? So through these 8 phases, these 8 steps, these 8 paradox, these 8 realms, these 8 whatever you want to call them, that 8 is 1. Okay, so focus on one thing, and what you can accomplish in 6 months will be fucking amazing. You get what I'm saying? You just stay in tune, focus on one thing. The new moon is a new beginning. All right, focus on that one thing, your intention. All right, the waxing moon. The crescent waxing moon deals with your intentions, your hopes, and your wishes. So after the new moon, you have the new beginning. You're sitting, you're relaxing for the new moon. This waxing crescent moon is when you say, "This is what the fuck I want." Surely, you get what I'm saying? Like this is when you put your mind to it. No action yet. Think it, speak it. You get what I'm saying? This is what I want. All right. Then after that, you have the first quarter moon. This is when you need to make decisions. You get what I'm saying? You need to decide. All right. This right here is I made my intentions, my hopes, my wishes. Now I need to make decisions that will lead me in that direction. So when it's time to make a decision under this moon, you need to make a decision that will gear you towards, that will help you pursue whatever your intentions were, whatever your hopes and wishes were for this cycle. You get what I'm saying? Of this 8, right? Then you have the waxing Gilbis, right? This is a time to make adjustments, edit, sacrifice, and change. So if you're doing something that you feel is not going to get you to where you're going, or towards those hopes and intentions that you clarified, this is the moon. This is the phase where you say, all right, I need to change this up to more gear me towards what I'm trying to do for this segment. You get what I'm saying? This is the moon to do that, the waxing Gilbis. All right. Then you have the full moon. All right. The full moon is the harvest time. It's the harvest moon. It's the time for you to reap the benefits for that. You get what I'm saying? It's the time for you to start seeing like, damn, this is working. You know what I'm saying? This is what I needed. You get what I'm saying? that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? The waning Gilbis moon, when it's winding down, it's going back to dark again. You should be happy and reflecting on the harvest moon of the things that you got, the things that you saw that was beneficial. This is time for, you to treat the family and all of this stuff, or treat yourself, to be happy that whatever you intended to happen, to go through, it happened, right? So the last quarter of the moon is you releasing, letting go, forgiving, purging, cleaning, of everything for this task that you were doing. It's time for you to let everything go. Whether it worked, whether it didn't work, this is time for you just to sit back and be like, all right, it is what it is. I'm happy this happened. I'm not happy this happened, but let it go. You get what I'm saying? Whatever it is, regardless, within this segment of these 8 steps, starting with what your intention was, let that go. This segment is over with. You get what I'm saying? There's a new one coming now. All right. Then you have the winding crescent. This is when you surrender everything. You rest, you recuperate all the energy that you spent to put into this project to make it be what it is. You chill, you relax. Every one of these moon phases are about 2, 3, or 3.5 days. You get what I'm saying? Each phase, from 1 through 8 of the phases of the moon, all last about 3 days or 3.5 days. So this is the time, in this last, in the winding crescent moon, the balsamic moon, is when you rest. All right, because what comes after that 8th phase? You start all over. You state your intentions again, and you go down this list again. You know what I'm saying? And those are the phases of the moon. And as long as you stay in tune with this and know what phases you're in and, what's going on, because this is how nature works. This is how energy works. This is how the environment works. This is the natural law. You so worried about what the fuck the police say and following their motherfucking laws, and you know what I'm saying? They got you out of tune. You know what I'm saying? If you're in tune, you don't have to worry about these laws because you're in tune with these laws, which are the natural laws. You know what I'm saying? And you can't fucking go wrong. You can't go wrong over here. If you follow the natural law, you can't go wrong. You feel me? You feel me? You got to. Because if you don't, then you need to fucking cut this shit the fuck off right now and don't look at this shit because you're retarded. That's pretty much it for this, for the moon. Real simple. I gave you the zodiac for the first video. I gave you the planets and the signs. I'm going to do another one for the planets and actually tell you, what the planets entail, what they do. You get what I'm saying? Because I gave you the symbolism of the planets. So I guess I'll get to that when I get a sec. Man, I appreciate you guys actually taking time and watching my long ass hour fucking videos and shit. That just means that you want to learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning as I go. Like I said, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because you putting the focus here is actually sending me very good energy and good vibes and shit. And helping me accomplish what I need to accomplish. and giving me enough energy to push it a little further. So, like I said, I do appreciate that. I hope you guys are having a good night and have a good day tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Fucking have a good week, have a good month, and have a great year. You know what I'm saying? On and on and on. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
To the bottom, my biggie who shot you. Talking to Jesus, the nigga who got you. Nigga, I got you. Wait until Sunday, if not, then one day. If money is everything, then I can lose everything. Don't tell me you're everything. One day I want everything.
I ain't here for all that bullshit. I just came to get a bag.